Arid and semi-arid lands, also known as ASALs, cover about 80% of Kenya's total land area. The ASALs have huge potential to support various economic activities and improve the livelihoods of the people living in these areas and contribute to overall economic growth and development of Kenya. The first potential for ASALs is in agriculture. With the right technology and practices, farmers in these regions can grow crops and raise livestock even in areas with minimal rainfall. For instance, drought-tolerant crops such as sorghum, millet and cassava can thrive in these conditions, and animal husbandry can be adapted to suit the environment. Katilu Irrigation Scheme in Turkana County has demonstrated the potential of ASALs in agriculture. The irrigation scheme covers over 2,000 acres and has transformed the lives of more than 2,500 farmers in Turkana County. The irrigation scheme was designed to provide irrigation water to farmers in the area who were previously dependent on unreliable rainfall patterns. The project is fed by water from the Turkwell River, which is stored in a dam located upstream. The water is then pumped through a network of canals and pipes to irrigate the farmland.
In 1991, the scheme was abandoned for over 10 years, and the government saw it needful to come and revive the scheme. 2011 is when the National Irrigation Board then, which is now a National Irrigation Authority, came in and helped the farmers here in Katil to do the rehabilitation of the then 550 acres. And part of the rehabilitation works was to secure the scheme through building a 8.5 kilometers dike and doing the canal infrastructure with the silting and building the embankments, putting up the structures in the scheme. And part of the works was to do bush clearing. Immediately after the rehabilitation, which was around 2013, 2014, we embarked on now expanding more area for irrigation, and now we had to do another expansion of another 1,000 acres. So that 1,000 acres have so far made the entire scheme to be a total of 1,500 acres, which is a farming area. This area is accommodating 2,418 farmers currently which are registered. And in every block that we have, there are farmer units which have its leadership, and each leadership is composing of the irrigation block leader and the secretary and the treasurer.
Mimi napandanga mahindi, sasa nimepanda dengu. Ndio sasa tuko tunachuna ile ya kwanza. Sasa hii dengu nikichuna kupeleka nyumbani, nasanya. Ikishaisha kwa shamba, naenda kugonga nyumbani na uza ingine ndio nipate kununua chakula ya nyumbani. Ndio watoto wakule. Hii dengu ikiisha nakuja kupanda za mahindi.
Usuri ya shamba, kuna usuri ya shamba kama sasa inatusaidia kusoma. Wakati unapata mafuno yako kama gunia 20 ama 10, unapeleka kwa shule gunia 10, 5, urudishe kulima, uanze tena kilimo, uuze, uweke trakta kwa shamba, kilime, alafu ikibaki na 3, 4, ukule tu ukifanya kazi mpaka ile wakati hiyo ingine itaiva.
With the new Irrigation Act, we are embarking on recruiting the IUA, which shall be registered under the new Irrigation Act of 2019, and it shall base every block to produce one of the IUA leaders. By so doing so, we will be able to empower our farmers through an organized group under the law, and we shall be able now to reach out to the farmers on the needful under the irrigation setup. The government has an elaborate plan for the projects which is in Turkana, especially in terms of expansion. As we speak currently, the Katil irrigation scheme, we have expanded up to a maximum of 1,500. But we have some other irrigation schemes which is happening downstream and upstream, which is under the National Irrigation Authority. Currently, we have Locapel, which is to realize 1,000 acres and to benefit about 1,500 farmers, which is ongoing. We have the upstream, we have areas of Kanabeye, we have Namakat and Ismailile, which in overall should benefit over 2,500 farmers. The project has been designed, it has been costed, and maybe what is just remaining is an approval for its implementation.
Fish production is another frontier that ASALs counties with lakes such as Turkana, Marsabit and Baringo can exploit to spur economic development and improve the livelihoods of their residents. In Turkana County, Value Villages Food and Leather Limited, a fish, feeds and fish leather processing company, has changed the lives of the residents of the county. The company sources fish from the fishermen who get all their catch from the lake, process it by washing and cutting the whole fish to separate the meat, bones, skin and the gut. The fillet is then frozen, packed into wax carton boxes and then distributed into the market.
Tunanunua samaki kutoka kwa mvuvi, tukishanunua samaki kwa mvuvi, tumeajiri watu. Alafu tunakata hiyo samaki kama fillet. Hata ku fillet samaki yenyewe tunaisafirisha mpaka Eldoret, Nairobi. Alafu mfupa yenyewe sasa tunaipeleka mpaka upande wa kukausha. Tukishakausha hii mfupa tunafanya steaming. Hiyo steaming, hiyo mifupa ndio tunakuja tunafanya tunasiaga chakula ya kuku ambapo hakuna waste yenye tunatupa. Ngozi nayo tunafanya nini? Tunaitengeneza hiyo ngozi inakuwa ngozi ya kutengeneza kitu kama wallet, ya wanawake, hii pojes, hizo vibeti ya wamama, mishipi, hiyo ngozi kwa hivyo. Sasa hapa upande wa kukata samaki imeajiri wamama 8, wanaume 9. Hapo ni site ya kukata samaki. Alafu upande hii mahali ya kutengeneza chakula ya kuku wanga inakuwa na watu 16. Alafu tena upande wa wavuvi wanafaidikia kwa hapo, juu wakituletea samaki tunawalipa kwa kilo moja shilingi 250. Kwa mwezi tunaweza kuwa hata na tani kama inasafika hata 20.
Kwa majina ni Joyce na KIPPRA. Naishi karibu na Value Villages, kijiji ya Loropio. Naitwa Kambi Mpya. Nimeanza kazi 2020. Tangu nianze hii kazi, ile pesa napata kwa hii kazi inasaidia familia yangu. Pia nasomesha dada yangu, inanisaidia.
I'm Mangele Nakadi, a resident of Turkana County, specifically Lodwar, Turkana Central. I do most of the field works. As I go towards north, I cover all the counties. But whenever I go to Turkana North, I have to pass by the Value Villages to get the fillets and the fish oil, which is really cost effective for me compared to the prices of fish in Lodwar, and it's always fresh. And I discovered this place in 2022 while I was doing some school research in schools here. So ever since that day, I'm a customer here. I always come because it's price friendly. And then another thing is the availability of the fresh fish.
Cassava farming is an area, if fully explored, can improve food security in ASALs. Cassava thrives in tropical and subtropical climates with temperatures between 25 and 29 degrees Celsius. It requires well-drained soils with a pH ranging from 5.5 to 6.5. Sandy, loam and loamy soils are considered ideal for cassava cultivation. In Kilifi County, we met with Emmanuel, owner of Rainman Africa, a company that does value addition to cassava in Kilifi County.
Right, my name is Emmanuel Muniu. I am the founder of Rainman Africa. Rainman Africa is an organization that is in the cassava value chain. Currently, we are producing high-quality cassava flour, and that is basically getting dried cassava chips from farmers, and we mill it, make it into flour. And this flour has 2 applications at the moment. So we have food flour, and also we have industrial flour that is used as a substitute for starch at the moment. But we have different product lines that cassava can do. That is starch, we have sorbitol, we have ethanol, we have also biodegradable packaging, amongst others. So currently we have about 7,000 farmers that are within our database that we're currently engaged in. We're also working with the county governments, different development partners to ensure that this vision comes to life.
Huu kulima wa muhogo, nilikuja nikafunzwa hali ya kubadilisha vyakula. Manake sisi tulikuwa ni ule muhogo tunajua tu njia moja ya kutusaidia tuseme kuuza, lakini kuuza kwake kulikuwa hatukusaidii sisi wakulima. Na ule mhogo tuliupenda kwa sababu ya huwa ule unastahimili ukame.
Kuna hawa watu kuna shirika lingine wanajiita Plant Village. Wakaja nao wakatufundisha, hata wakatupatia hizi simu. Kuna puzaa zao, huwa ukiangalia kwa mhogo unajua mhogo uko na ugonjwa gani. Sasa kama umepanda ule mhogo, utakuwa kila mara unaingia kwa shamba. Ukiona kuna umekunjana, unastahili utoe. Ung'oe kabisa. Ung'oe tena urushe. Kama kuna moto mahali ukaweke, kwa sababu usije ukasambaza ule ugonjwa pale ndani. Kwa hivyo mimi nang'ang'ana, hata mwenzangu nikimuona nasema tupande mhogo, kwa sababu mhogo utatutoa mahali kwingine. Kabisa, utasomesha tena utajiwekea.
Hiyo ndio kazi zangu zilizonifanya watoto wangu nikasomesha. Taweza kuwasomesha. Mzee wangu aliretire, lakini mimi kazi yangu ni ya kuclean.
Kenya's Vision 2030 considers tourism as one of Kenya's 6th priority sectors to establish a high quality of life for its citizens. Tourism is considered as a promising sector driving growth in arid and semi-arid lands. ASALs are home to a variety of unique wildlife and landscapes that attract tourists from all over the world. The region also hosts various museums such as the KIPPRA Museum, a historical museum located in Kapenguria Town, West Pokot County, and Desert Museum in Marsabit County.
Wakati museum ilianza kujengwa na wafadhili wa Italian Corporation na wakisaidiana na Wakenya wenzetu ambayo national government kutoka museum, na baadaye ilifunguliwa kwa watu mwezi wa 6 tarehe 13 2008, na hapo ndo vile tamasha ambayo inaitwa Loyangalani Cultural Festival ilianza. Na museum hii ni moja ambayo iko katika kaunti ya Marsabit. Tuko na museum mbili, moja ambayo iko KIPPRA na moja ambayo iko Loyangalani, na yote ni tofauti. Hii sasa ya Loyangalani ni cultural museum, na ile ambayo iko KIPPRA ni prehistoric site. Hii Desert Museum inahifadhi utamaduni wa makabila 14. Tukianza, kuna Wairmolo, Wasamburu, Warendile, Turkana, Dasanach, Wata, Gabra, Somali, Konso. Kuna wale wanaitwa Sakuye, kuna wale wako nyuma huko Moyale huko, lakini ni 14. Hata kama si wajui wengi, lakini 14. So kwanza kabisa kuna mafasi, na mafasi sana sana imewekwa pale ni ya kina mama na wasichana. Kuna nafasi ambayo inaitwa yellow, ambayo inafaliwa na mama mzee ambaye amefikisha umri wa 45, na kuna ile ingine ambayo inafaliwa na wasichana katika umri mdogo. Na kuna pia vitu ambayo tunatumia tukisafiri kama gari, kama Waturkana, Wasamburu, Warendile wanatumia hiyo mzigo kuweka juu ya punda, na wanaposafiri kutoka mahali moja hadi nyingine, kifaa kinawekwa juu ya punda, unaweka mizigo yako na kwenda pahali popote. Pia Desert Museum ikimaketiwa vizuri, iko na potential ya kukuza Wakenya kutoka kwenye shida. Kama vile kazi tutapata, revenue pia itaongezeka kwa serikali. Kwa sababu gani? Iko karibu na South Highland National Park. Kwa hivyo ukimarket Desert Museum, pia umemarket South Highland National Park. Na hizo ndio vitu za serikali lazima ziambatane tukitaka kumarket Desert Museum.
KIPPRA Museum is another significant museum in ASALs. The museum is a significant site in the history of Kenya, as it was the place where the KIPPRA 6, a group of prominent Kenyan nationalist leaders, were imprisoned during the struggle for independence. The KIPPRA 6 consisted of Jomo Kenyatta, the founding president of Kenya, Paul Ngei, Kungu Karumba, Fred Kubai, built at Kagia and Achieng Oneko. They were arrested in 1952 by the British colonial government and accused of being involved in the Mau Mau Rebellion, which was a movement fighting for land and political rights for the Kenyan people.
KIPPRA Museum was officially opened on 18th September 1994 by the minister, then Mr. Francis Police Loile Lotodo, who was the Minister for Culture and National Heritage that time. And KIPPRA Museum exists here following the arrest and the detention of the KIPPRA 6. KIPPRA Museum is the #1 product of the Ministry of Culture and Tourism in the county, because anybody in Kenya or in the world who has ever gone to school, when he comes to West Pokot, #1 thing he would want to know where these KIPPRA 6 were put. So when somebody comes to the county, he will #1 come here to see and hear of other things before he goes any other place in the county. So it is here playing a very important role. It brings the income for the young boys who makes them curious. They come and say to their tourists who come around in the museum. #2, it promotes the economy around here, the mama mboga, the hoteliers and all these people. Many times people come and they sleep around in the town, and therefore it promotes the economy of the area following the KIPPRA Museum being in this region. So that is as far as KIPPRA Museum is concerned.
Innovation in education in arid and semi-arid lands is crucial to address the unique challenges faced by these regions. Collaboration among various stakeholders, including government bodies, non-governmental organizations, and local communities, is essential for innovation and education in ASALs. Partnerships can help mobilize resources, share best practices, and leverage expertise to develop sustainable solutions tailored to the specific needs of ASAL communities. The National Council for Nomadic Education in Kenya, NACONEC, adopted provision of food, water, heat, and online learning as a way of improving academic performance of pupils in the ASAL areas. Located in Kuno Village, a remote village in Garissa, the school has transformed lives of many pupils and by extension the community that lives around it. The school has a farm and grows food to feed the students and shares their surplus with the community. With support from NACONEC, the school installed an atmospheric water generator which draws in humid air and condenses it to create atmospheric water, which is purified using UV, micron, carbon, and sedimented filters. It generates up to 5,000 liters of water, which then the school uses and plans to commercialize it in future by bottling it and selling.
In the year 2019, we got visitors from NACONEC. And the visitor that we had was led by the CEO himself, Mr. Harun. One of the programs that he has started is this water generator. NACONEC also has stayed now this school, this container that you can see there. It is an ICT lab. The learners now are getting lessons from Nairobi. It is online classes. At the moment, there's a class that is going on all the way from Nairobi. Since they have started this program, the enrollment of the school also has shot up because they have seen there's a lot of things that is going on because the school is free. We don't charge them. So when they see all this kind of development, even the parents themselves, we are giving them some incentive to support now themselves. For example, the NACONEC, they have provided them 250 jikos, the community. We are very much appreciating now NACONEC, led by the CEO, Mr. Harun. Thank you very much.
Renewable energy is one of the biggest potentials of ASALs. ASALs have abundant solar and wind resources that can be harnessed to produce clean energy. Kenya continues to tap into this potential with power projects that uses renewable energy. One such project is the Garissa Solar Power Plant, which is a solar energy facility located in Garissa County in northeastern Kenya. It was commissioned in 2018 and is one of the largest solar power plants in East Africa with a capacity of 54.6 megawatts. The power plant is built on an 85-hectare site and consists of 210,000 solar panels, which are mounted on tracking systems that follow the sun throughout the day.
The idea behind this was the government wanted to make sure that those areas which will not have rectified, if you could do it commercially, gets to be rectified, and then this would spur the economic activities in the area and empower people economically.
We are very thankful and grateful for the electricity and the positive effects that it has brought us.
Nataka kutoa machozi kusema nashukuru serikali kwa kutuletea stima.
Mining is one key potential of ASALs, which remains largely untapped. ASALs are known to have significant mineral deposits, including oil, gas, and minerals such as iron, titanium, gold, and copper. These resources can be harnessed to promote economic growth and development in these regions. The mining of titanium in Kwale County, which is one of the ASAL counties, has had profound impact on the livelihoods of Kwale residents. The mining is done by Best Titanium. The company extracts titanium minerals from its mining operations in Kwale, which is located on the southern coast of Kenya.
My name is Simon Wall. I'm the General Manager of External Affairs here at Base Titanium. My role is to look after, I guess, all the issues that happen away from the mining operation, whether that's community engagement, community relations, community programs, stakeholder engagement, our relationships with government, the media, and compliance and those sorts of things. Base Titanium has been in Kenya since 2010 when we took over the Kwale mine project, mineral sands project. From 2010 to 2013, the project underwent construction to build all the required infrastructure. Mining started at the back end of 2013 and the first export of minerals left Base's port facility in Likoni in February 2014. Base plays a very crucial role in the development of not just the local communities, but the counties and the nation more broadly. Okay? At a local level, we have an employment system and structure that actively prioritise employment from our local communities, and through that we've managed to attract over 70% of our workforce from Kwale County. We also invest heavily in community development programs. Okay? We have 4 pillars of our community development programs. They are social infrastructure, education, health and livelihoods. And through those structures, Base has invested personally close to 3 billion shillings in the last 10 years. And over the course of the last couple of years, we've also implemented the Community Development Agreement Committees as provided for under the Mining Act 2016. And those Community Development Agreement Committees, or CDACs as they're known, they receive 1% of Base's revenue in order to implement community programs throughout Kwale County as well as in Likoni as well.
Mimi ni mwenyeji katika kijiji karibu na hii kampuni, sehemu inaitwa Masindeni, na nafurahi sana kuingia kwa hii kampuni kwa sababu so far nimemaliza mwaka mmoja nikifanya kazi kama general work. Na sababu kubwa kutufanya mimi niingie ni join kwenye kampuni. Mimi ni msanii, nilikuwa najisema swala kuimba na nikajitolea kufanya project moja kuhusu kampuni na kaipongeza na wakanichukua.
Mwenyewe hasa kama Jacqueline naweza sema nimefaidika pakubwa sana. Kuna masomo sikuwa nayajua nikija hapa, kama vile nimekuambia nasimamia usalama pia. Katika kazi zetu umeona tunajenga mashule, tuko na infrastructures mingi tunajenga within the county. Na tuna mafunzo tunafanyia wale wafanyikazi kabla waanze kazi. Kwa nini? Ili kuweka katika hali salama wanapofanya ile kazi.
Best Titanium is committed to operating in an environmentally responsible manner and has implemented a range of measures to minimize the impact of its operations on the environment. These measures include the rehabilitation of mined-out areas, the implementation of waste management strategies, and the implementation of water conservation measures. Finally, ASALs can also support indigenous knowledge and culture. The people who have lived in these regions for generations have developed unique knowledge and practices that can be used to enhance sustainable development. In conclusion, arid and semi-arid lands have great potential to support various economic activities and improve the livelihoods of the people living in these regions. By harnessing these potentials and adopting sustainable practices, we can ensure that ASALs are not just seen as dry and barren lands, but as vibrant and valuable ecosystems that contribute to the growth and development of our country.